Hey, how you feeling about what you're seeing with the depth of your starting pitching right now? How well Waldron's been thrown in Iriarte and all these different options that you might have.
Yeah, Scant's good point. Been very pleased with Lies. We want to temper our enthusiasm, but we are enthusiastic about what we're seeing. Iriarte's throwing the ball real well. Waldron's throwing the ball real well. Vasquez, Brito throwing the ball exceptionally well. Carpenter had a good live yesterday. Groomy's going to get back out there, and of course, Joe and you and King have all been good as well. So a lot to be optimistic about and excited to see him pitching games. Speaking of pitching, just for clarity, Joe's going to start tomorrow, looking like an inning, and then Brito's going to start on the following day, Friday, with Waldron kind of piggybacking with him, and those guys, depending on how they throw, will be a one up and down. And King will throw live today.
Then what is the plan with King? Would he then
He'll-
start?
He'll likely start in a game following that,
What's the plan with you,
or be in a game.
Darvish?
Yeah, no, we'll unleash it. I know everybody's excited about it. Yu's doing great. He'll be in a theater soon, coming soon to a theater near you. But yeah, he's in a great spot. He's going through a progression that he's comfortable with, we're comfortable with, and he's in a really good place.
What are some of the options with the construction of your bench? We talked a little bit about yesterday about the experience, but would you go with two extra infielders or a hybrid guy, 5 outfielders? What?
A lot of different direction. Clearly there's 13 guys that we'll have, and it's really nothing's in a silo. So there's good competition. We'll start that in earnest tomorrow, and we'll evaluate our club with what we have, and then we'll take it from there. But whether it's going to be 2 extra infielders, a third catcher, 2 extra outfielders, however those extra 4 spots on a given day get taken place, including the DH, which is also a factor, will present itself relative to our bench.
You said a few times that you don't want to over-evaluate what happens in spring training, but there are so many competitions, there are places available. So how do you balance that, not taking necessarily just the numbers with who earns those spots?
Right. Yeah. Listen, we're going to use spring training as a barometer for, in fairly large measure with some open spots about what we break and go to Korea with. So, again, spring training, it's fine line because they're finding out what they're doing, how they're doing, getting the rhythm of playing again after some kind of layoff, and so we want to give some complete understanding of that. Guys are working on things, but also there's an evaluation, especially in a somewhat unique situation that we have in a shorter spring training. So balancing both is critical.
With Matt Waldron, obviously using the knuckleball is still relatively new to him, just the last few years, and he seemed to use it more as his starts went on last season. What do you feel like potential, or I should say, what kind of untapped potential do you think could still be there for Matt Waldron as he develops and with that pitch?
Yeah, I was really pleased with Matt last year. I know he had a good off season. It's a good conversation because he's got an outlier pitch in the knuckleball, but I don't necessarily think we want to label him, not that you are, a knuckleball pitcher. This guy has other pitches that you look at one of the knuckleball complements those. And we also want to be able him to have it as a weapon, which it clearly is. And this thing's nasty. So, it's pitching, right? Or the pitching is disruption of timing. So he's got multiple arsenal, including the knuckleball, and just blending it in appropriately to make sense based on the moment of competition.
Which of your regulars do you think will be in the lineup tomorrow?
Well, we haven't finalized that with our guys, so I don't want them to hear it through us, but most of them do know. But I would expect you to see a good representation in our infield and our outfield.
That could be anything. The outfield could be anything.
It's fair.
Where will Manny be?
Manny will be enjoying the contest, close to me, not right beside me, but close to me. Manny's training in a really good place. We just want to clearly be smart. You can expect a DH game out of him if things progress as they are, sooner rather than later.
Would that mean Xander at second tomorrow, likely?
You guys are great. I love the persistence. I applaud it. I think it's fantastic.
Possibly.
But yeah, inquiring minds will continue to want to know. Great try, though. Well played.
I was going to ask if there will be a Gold Glover in your outfield, but I guess I should stop where AJ started.
Yeah, I think again we can feel good about the fact we're in our home opener for spring training, about there being a golden opportunity for certain guys to get on the field.
In no way do I want to hold you to something that you had just mentioned. You were kind enough to mention, and that maybe King would piggyback. But you said that earlier in the week, and now he's not.
Nothing to read into it. I was probably a little early wanting to share, but we just the pitch is so fluid with you mentioned and we trust these guys. We work with them. It's just a good day for Kinger to get spread out, and it's not in a silo with Kinger. We also have a lot of relievers that we want to be able to get in the game as well. So it's a matrix, and so Kinger's day fits today for lives, and it makes sense for what he's doing leading up to today and then moving forward.
Regardless, even Joe, there's a certain timeline in terms of being able to get up to 75 pitches, five innings, which is usually the ideal. So you may be starting a little bit late. Does that change his timeline?
I don't think necessarily. I mean, we have value in the lives, and again, guys with more experiences and comfort levels, them being able to get built up in lives and work on some things, and actually without in a more of a controlled environment is important to be able to get guys to get built up. So it's a fine line because we don't want to overcorrect and sit there and go, okay, we feel like we've got to rush and get everybody ready, which we clearly are going to be for Korea. We also don't want to ramp up and be mindful that 2 games clearly are important. We have 160 after that, so we can all do the math on that.
Do you currently expect Darvish to start one of those 2 games?
I currently have some thoughts about it, but I will remain private with those.
The fact that you have like a week between those games and your 3rd game this season, could that lead to maybe a all hands on deck situation for those 2 games? Like you could see starters coming out of the bullpen?
I wouldn't go as far as I like the fact that we do have the week leading in next to it, so a couple things that's a benefit to that. We can get another start out of a couple guys, and then also we get extra 2 days off during the season, which are going to be valuable for us. So that part's a win for us for sure. And then relative to starters coming out of the bullpen, I can't say it wouldn't happen, but I can tell you right now, we do have a lot of guys in the bullpen we feel good about, and I don't know if it behooves us to get guys first time out to come out of the bullpen that historically are going to start for us. But I can't rule it out. We also have 2 exhibition games that we're going to use to Ace's point about an opportunity to get guys some work and build them up. It's I wish you had all the answers. It'd be great right now. The camp will unfold, and this is the part about being a lead adjuster. It's going to be important for us.